What's up, everybody? Venom here with a quick updated guide on Dave the Diver. Let's get right into it. Now, if you haven't seen my auto supply video as of yet, then I suggest watching it. But if you haven't watched it yet, it's okay, because I'm going to go over a couple of things again. I think I wasn't super clear on a couple of aspects of the auto supply that I would like to make more clear. First and foremost, it is not very explained in the game when you start out. It doesn't really tell you what auto supply does, how it functions, or how useful it is to your sushi restaurant. In my initial guide, I used the phrase made to order, and I realized that that can be extremely confusing because it's not made to order technically. Now, what do I mean by that? So when you select an item that you would like to toggle on auto supply for, like marlin meat here, which is going to make marlin sushi, you're going to put one marlin sushi on the menu and then toggle on auto supply just like this. Bancho is going to make this marlin sushi to start the night, okay? He is going to make every dish that you put on there at least once before customers start to arrive. They will most likely start to arrive while he's preparing these dishes, but he nonetheless is going to prepare at least one of these dishes that you have toggled auto supply on for. So, at the start of the night, he will prepare, let's use this as an example again, marlin sushi. When a customer orders it and it sells out, Bancho will then prepare another marlin sushi. So, at the end of the night, if there is a marlin sushi left over that was not sold or you didn't sell out of the ingredients needed to create marlin sushi prior to the end of the night, you will still have waste. At least one of these plates will still be wasted. That is, unless you run out of ingredients prior to the end of the night and Bancho is no longer able to auto-supply this dish, right? Now, in my first guide, I don't really specify that you will still have waste, it's just not going to be nearly as much. A lot of people don't even know that this auto supply feature exists, so I should have specified that you will still have minimal waste, or 1 to 2, 3, maybe 4 dishes that go to waste at the end of the night, but that's a lot better than the 10 to 15 dishes that I was wasting every night by adding 19 marlin sushis to my menu and then only selling 10 of them. That is what I meant when I specified that you will waste less. Not that you won't waste any, but that you will waste a lot less than you would without auto supply turned on. Now, I also want to cover one extra thing that I don't think I clarified in my first guide when it comes to auto supply as well. If you want to, say, use 3 dishes instead of filling all your slots because you have an overabundance of marlin like I did because of the marlin event, you can do that, because you're gonna waste less, right? If you don't have the entire thing stocked up with different types of sushi, you're gonna waste less. Now, the downside of that is you don't have as much variety, which they say variety is the spice of life. So of course you would want variety on your menu, but if it's a high ticket item that you know people like and it has a good rating and a good amount of money that comes with it, you don't have to fill your menu slots. You just don't. If you have enough of an item to make it through the night, at least in your opinion, then I would suggest doing that. I would not want to overfill your menu because, again, that kind of leads to more waste. But I think I just didn't specify that in my first video. You don't have to do this for every single dish or every single slot. This is just something that kind of streamlines the process of creating less waste. If you look here on my menu right now, I have 10 of one of the sushi items listed on my menu instead of using auto supply. This is before and after. I was kind of showing, how you waste compared to using auto supply. But I don't have that many things on my menu. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 items rather than filling all of my slots. That's because I realized that I don't have to fill all my slots. I don't have to waste as much at the end of the night by turning on auto supply as long as I know for a fact that I have enough ingredients to serve all of my customers that are going to come in for that night. Now, it is hard to gauge. I'm not gonna say that I know the perfect formula to gauge how many customers or how many dishes you need to add, but auto supply takes that guesswork out of it. Yes, you are still going to waste a little bit of food at the end of the night, but it is not going to be nearly as much as you would waste if you add 20 items and only sell 10. That was what I wanted to try to update on this guide because I did have a little bit of confusion in the comments, so I wanted to come back around and just let you know it is not made to order, and I don't know why I used that phrase. He's going to prepare it at the beginning of the night. When a customer orders it, he's going to refill to at least have one of those dishes on the menu for the next customer that might come in and order it. If they don't come in and order it, then yes, absolutely at that point, it will go to waste when the night ends. armed with that information, I want you to take note of something very important that I overlooked and that I didn't think of until after I made the guide as well. If you are using rare fish or rare ingredients on a dish that you are setting to auto supply, that rare fish or those rare ingredients are going to be wasted, at least, the one dish at the end of the night. So if you are not willing to sacrifice one rare fish or several rare fish, if that's what's needed for the recipe, right? Because not all dishes only cost one fish, especially if you enhance them. They're going to take a couple of pieces of meat from that fish. You have to be willing to sacrifice those rare pieces of meat and the rare ingredients that might go into that dish at the end of the night for at least one of those dishes. Be prepared to lose those extravagant ingredients and that rare fish at the end of the night. However many goes in to making that dish, be prepared to lose. If you have a decent supply of the rare fish or of the rare ingredient that you're using for said dish, absolutely use auto supply for it. But if you're concerned about losing a very rare or special ingredient that you have acquired, I would not suggest using auto supply. I would suggest adding one to the menu and then re-adding it to the menu when it sells out. But the caveat of that is it can still be wasted at the end of the night if no one orders the second one that you put onto the menu when the first one sold out. So realistically, you're gonna be stuck with wasting some ingredients, and if you don't want to waste the rare fish ingredients or the rare dishes that you're going to be able to create as you progress, then maybe don't put them on the menu until you have a decent supply of the ingredients to create that dish so that you aren't too concerned about losing the little bit that you might at the end of the night. And that's going to do it for this guide. I hope I clarified some of the questions that you guys had in my first guide. I'm going to link it down below because it goes in depth on how to use auto supply and things like that. So if you're just seeing this one and you haven't watched the first one, I will link that in the description below. But that's going to do it. If you like the video, then like my video. And if you like my content in general, subscribe to my channel. I will see you in the next one. Bye!